Hello, I'm making this video. Excuse me while I do my camera here. Yes, I'm making this video to talk more on beta decay. I'm getting a little more comfortable being on screen now. This is not my first time on YouTube, but this is the first time I've presented something so seriously that my future credentials rests on. If you watch this channel, if people in society watch this channel and deem I'm a crackpot, then I lose. So I have to be serious. Everything I say and do has to be based on sound physical law. It has to be based on the standard model, and it has to be based on the four fundamentals, physical laws, or an already known theory. And my already known theory, and the math on a lot of it is string theory. I believe it's string theory and not point particles, because point particles can't bond. Strings can bond and produce other particles. Well, that being said, also, we might as well take the time to say it in this video. I have a palsy in my hands, and you have to excuse that. And the aim of this channel is to teach you particle physics through a string of videos for you to start at the beginning and watch it and build your knowledge as you go. You can't start at this video and expect to understand the previous and next video. You have to watch the entire channel, because you have to be a complete particle physicist when this is over, or I failed. I won't be teaching you the math. I will be doing some math on here. It's inevitable. You can't get out of it for some proof. Right now, all my proofs are in postulates. I've solved everything I've talked about right now is based on, oh yeah, and my reciprocating down quark theory is valid in point particle theory, not just my string theory. Where in my string theory, the only difference is in their string theory, the waves on the string, on the closed loop string, dictate the breed of the particle and the energy and what forces it puts out. Mine, all the particle does is stay rigid. The ring stays open and rigid and spins either right or left like a coin on its side, or a donut spun like a top. And if it spins left, the string, it produces my convention, negative charge, because you don't know really if it spins right or left which charge it's going to produce. I don't know. There's no way to possibly know for anyone to know. But you know, if it spins left, it's producing negative or positive charge, and it will always do that, and every particle will do that. I mean, let's talk about the electron then. If the electron spins left, let's go back and just talk about the string. If the string spins left, let's say it's producing negative. That means all strings that spin left produce negative. You have to understand this. And I'm saying by convention, I'm just saying, okay, if it spins left, it's producing negative. If it spins right, it's producing positive. Because usually Libro and Dextro are negative and positive. And I'm basing it on prior experience. I'm not just pulling it out of a hat. Also, these particles bond. These strings bond. They put out a field called the weak force. When they spin, They put out the negative weak force left, if they spin left, if they spin right. And yes, I'm talking about real physical spin, not some hokum spin that the mathematics has got to, you got to understand a lot of the mathematics to understand the spin. Anyway, I understand it. Anyway, it took a long time to understand spin. And I'm not going to teach it because it's beyond the scope of this, of what I'm trying to do on this channel, is to teach my theory. And if spin comes up, I will definitely mention it, because I'm doing this unscripted and I'm doing this in order of what you should learn to understand the prior or the previous video. But our postulates are, it's a string, it's closed loop, it spins left, right, generates charge, and that charge is the weak force. And they bond. Two strings can bond due to the weak force and spin connected right on their pole. They bond. Two strings will bond and they spin connected on their poles. A positron on the quark, the positron and gluon are connected, and they sit there. One spins one way, one spins the other, while they're connected by the weak force, which is a very powerful connection. Don't let that little spot there fool you. That's a very powerful field. That little spot that they're connected there where they're spinning on, that's extremely powerful. And it's pulling in with electromagnetic force, but they can't annihilate. Understanding annihilation is something I've been trying to do, and I understand it, but I can't make a video on annihilation because I just don't know enough about why they annihilate, how they annihilate. But I know when they sit there connected like that, one spinning one way, one spinning the other, at the pole, they can't annihilate. That's just part of my theory. I can't prove that by math. I can't prove that by, it's just something you got to think about and say, is this possible? Is this plausible? Can it spin without the positron and the electron annihilating? And it can, it does, because the down quark has to produce the electron somehow during beta decay. This electron comes from somewhere, and I'm going to, in later videos, explain to you how the gluon beta decays, and I think in the next video, how the gluon beta decays, loses, well, the gluon has the leptons attached. The leptons detach, and two of the inner strings of the gluon are converted to gamma, emitted, pair produced, and deposited on the polar region of the gluon. That's just to familiarize yourself with that a little bit before the next video. And this is going to take 200 or 300 videos, because I've got a lifetime of experience, well, 25 years of experience in particle physics and physics, to relay this to you with very little math so the common man can understand it. Because the only prerequisite I want you to have to learn is the 4 fundamental forces to learn about, and the standard model of particle physics, what the quarks are, and their specifications and their forces. That's all the prerequisite I want you to know. Or you have to know. I also, the aim of the channel is to teach you this by experience and by listening to what I'm saying, and you've got to put the images together in your mind from my description. So I've got to be good at describing things in this realm of existence, and it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But I want to get you familiar with the things you need to understand my string theory, because just those postulates that I'm putting forward have already built the entire universe. And in my previous video, as we've seen, have already unified the electrical force and the weak force just by the postulates and no math. And a little theory. A little hypothesizing, a little theory, turning a hypothesis into a theory. Thank you.